once again I'd like to welcome you to my show, Pop Connection. Well, each week I interview a normal member of the public who has a story to tell related to rock or pop music, or any claim to the great world of music. Now, my first guest this week has a story so interesting that when I heard it first, I simply had to have him on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Mr. Joe Grant. Welcome, Joe. It's great to have you here.
Thanks, Dex. It's great to be here.
Now, just before you came out, I was telling our audience how your story is possibly the most exciting one we've ever had. Can you tell us all about it?
Well, Dexter, you see, my father was involved in the music industry many years ago. He was quite popular in the 50s and 60s and what have you.
And then so, you say he was involved in the music industry?
Well, he was a singer and he was a musician too, Dexter. And he was quite good. Some people used to call him the King.
The King? I think some members of our audience have figured it out already.
Well done. Well, Dexter, he was up there with the best of 50s and the 60s had to offer. And he was the king of them all, Dex. Actually, in the 70s over here, he was known as the American Joe Joker.
That's big he was. Okay, Joe, let's not keep everyone in suspense any longer. Please tell us your claim to fame.
Dexter, my claim to fame is that I am the son of the king, Elvis Presley.
Incredible, Joe. I think I heard a few gasps there from our audience. Unbelievable to actually claim to be the son of Elvis, the king of rock and roll. How does it make you feel? It must be an extraordinary experience.
It is an amazing experience, Dex, and it's an honour. He was a great man.
Indeed, he was a great man, Joe. But before we start scrutinising your claim, how did this all come about? How did you learn you were his son?
Well, Dexter, I found out in two very different ways. You see, Dexter, ever since I was a youngster growing up in Ireland, I always felt a bit different to those around me, you know? I can remember being in the playground when I was younger, you know? Always singing, always playing guitar, you know what I mean? And often I'd walk down the street, Dexter, and people would say, God, he looks like him. Dexter, some people knew I was. I was him.
Looks like you.
Elvis case.
Oh, right. Some penny.
But you see, Dex, the first time I really found out was when my poor mammy was on her deathbed. And she confessed to me. She told me who I was, Dex. She said I was the son of Elvis Presley. Those were some of her last words. Well, you see, Dex, it all started back in the early 70s when Mammy and her sisters, they went to see Elvis live in Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, like all the family, she was a huge Elvis fan, you know what I mean? And so, you know, it was an honour to see him. So she sneaked backstage after the concert to get a look at Elvis, you know. Well, the king saw her, took a bit of a liking to her, you know yourself, and he invited her back to the hotel for a couple of drinks, you know yourself, and one thing led to the other. And then, 9 months later, I was moved.
My mother kept that secret from the day she died.
She did, Dexter, but something else happened to me, Dex, that confirmed that I truly was the king's son. You see, Dex, I had a strange dream as I slept one night. I had a strange dream where I was visited by a ghost of Elvis himself. He stood right there, Dexter. Daddy stood right there. Elvis stood right there. He said, son, you gotta go out into the world and tell people who you are. You gotta go out and see your masked son, the only living son of Elvis. And so I had to, Dexter, you know what I mean? Thank you very much.
Tell me, how did your family take the news learning that you were the son of Elvis?
Oh, they loved it, Dexter. Oh, there was celebrations and everything. It was brilliant.
So soon after your mother passed away?
When? Dexter, the terrible thing. Mammy passed away like that, you know. But she would have wanted us to be happy, you know. So after the funeral, we threw a big party to celebrate me being the son of Elvis.
Well, how did your adopted father take the news? I mean, the man who brought you up, the man you assumed was your real father.
Oh, he was more trained than I was, Dexter. He was a bigger Elvis fan than I was. He used to collect posters, records, everything and anything to do with Elvis Presley. Actually, he used to be an Elvis impersonator himself back in the early 80s.
He was overjoyed. Was he not heartbroken at the fact that your mother had cheated on him with another man?
Well, It was a terrible thing what Mammy did, having a fling with Elvis like that. But when she told him that it was Elvis she had the affair with, he was okay about it, do you know what I mean? I mean, when your wife was going to have an affair, what do you bloody with Elvis? You know?
So, he never cared that your eldest son, that he had to raise another man's child.
Oh no, Dex, you see, to him I was the greatest piece of Elvis memorabilia.
Tell me, Joe, can you provide any proof that you, Joseph Grant, are the son of Elvis Presley?
Well, Dexter, in my hand here I have a piece of proof that will prove that not only am I the son of Elvis, but the only living son of Elvis. This document was given to me by the courts in Las Vegas, Nevada. It gives me the right to claim that I am the son of Elvis anywhere I go in the entire world.
This is a valid legal document.
Yes, Dexter, anywhere I go, from Wexford, to Memphis. I am the son of the king.
I had no idea American courts could do this. It must cost you a lot of money.
Oh, you're talking serious money, Dex. A lot of money. About, say, $20.
Are there many people who buy such documents stating that they are the offspring of Elvis?
Oh, no. Well, let's say about 150 each year. But I'm the first Irishman.
I'm finding this a bit hard to take in. I'm not saying it's not.
But Dexter, you haven't seen the ring. This ring was given to my mammy on the night they had the fling as a present to remember her by. It's a known fact to remember him by. It's a known fact that Elvis used to give all his loved ones and those dearest to him, those he cherished most, a ring to remember.
But didn't Elvis give everyone these rings? He gave people on the street, his fans, even the guy who never played still a Graceland got a ring as a thank you.
What are you trying to say, Dixon? This means nothing at all. I'll have you know that my mother cherished this ring to the day and she passed it on to me, okay?
I'm sure she did. I would never dispute that. Tell me, Joe, how do people react when you tell them who you're for?
Oh, well, they're usually quite nice, Dix. They might ask me if I can sing, maybe buy me a drink, ask me if I have the same talent that Daddy had,
Actually, I was about to touch on that subject. Are you a singer yourself?
Well, it's funny you should happen to mention it. Because I'm just releasing a new album. It's called Joe Sings Elvis. It's a collection of all of Daddy's greatest hits, spanning the 70s through to the 80s. From Love Me Tender to Viva Las Vegas. It's a kind of a tribute to Daddy.
Might even be a smash hit.
Well, I hope so, Dex. But Dex, I never had any intention of releasing an album. I never had any intention of claiming any money from Elvis at all, or making any money from Daddy's estate. But a strange thing happened to me, Dex. A strange thing happened to me one night as I slept. Elvis came to me in a dream, everybody. I swear to God, Dexter, he stood right